like to invite Mohammad Zuhair, Shiraz Arif Suhani and Amir Nisar with Mahi. Next I would like to invite Mohammad Zuhair, Shiraz Arif Suhani and Amir Nisar with Mahi. I was told yesterday that they have named it Tesla to pay tribute to Tesla, and I'm not quite sure whether it's for Nikola Tesla or for Tesla Motors, but in any case, what Tesla is, it's robots like that. One of the biggest challenges is to maintain its balance. For us, it's very easy. For a machine, it's not. So it's a marvel of is able to walk. Now, they have pretty big feet for it, but still, it's a big challenge. So you must have seen robots like that in the rovers that were sent to the moon and to Mars, so Martian rovers and lunar rovers. But this is not the only case. This is not the only scenario in which robots like that are useful. It's a grappling robot. So if you can see, this robot has a hand which can grip stuff, pick it up, and then the robot can move around with it. So it's a very low-cost prototype. It's a working robot. So that's packing for you. Thank you very much. Ashma Shakar with Gleam. So Gleam is one of those innovative robots that I was talking about. The idea of Gleam is very simple. The front panel of the project is divided into 4 parts. Those parts, so think of it as a game. Those 4 parts can gleam in different colors. And the idea is that you tell the player of the game that you need to pick a particular color. So you need to touch, it's a touch screen, so you need to touch a particular color. For example, red. So every time wherever red shows up, you touch red. If you do it correctly, your score increases. If you do it incorrectly, your score decreases. Now, what's the use of it about colors? What she told me yesterday was the innovative use that for people who find it hard to concentrate, who find it hard to focus, like people with autism, this can be used as a device for improving their skills and also for measuring their current level of skill with recognition of colors. Similarly, it can also be used to detect color blindness. So there are various very high goals that this lady has for this project, and it's a working prototype. Thank you very much. Next, I would like to invite Mohammad Zuhair, Shiraz Arif Suhani, and Amir Nisar with Mahi. So I saw a video of this robot swimming yesterday, and what it looked like when it swam was, it made me quite sure that very soon this robot will be finding its place in the net of a fisherman. And after that, you'll be hearing stories about Martian landings and aliens coming to Earth. So it's a fish. It swims on the surface for now. That's actually a limitation because of some of the sensors that they have used in this robot. This robot can also dive. Again, it's a robot where it's mimicking a biological organism and it's getting the capability from that. This robot, you can think of all the various things that a swimming robot can do for you, from measuring the level of water in a dam to actual rescue operations if the robot is big enough, or conveying stuff from one side to the other. So thank you very much with Mahi. So this robot scared me yesterday. When I was standing in front of it, it focused on my face. And then a sound came from it which looked like a rifle being cocked. So they explained to me later that their original idea was to create a paintball gun that could focus on a moving target. They later also explained that so as not to make it sound too violent, they attached a camera to it and gave it a different name. Regardless, the important thing in this robot is its capability of very accurately recognizing your face and then following it. So whether there's a camera on top of it, or a paintball gun, or any other thing, you can think of all the various uses of such a device. All the way from security, if there's a gun over there, to to a camera which can be used in a simple conference call when multiple people around the table are talking and the camera is just moving to the person, focusing on the person, whoever is talking at the point. We know that Skype is using something similar in software. This is, you can think of as a hardware version of it. Thank you very much. Our next project is a work in progress by Warda Jafri, Manahil Arshad, and Rabia Ahmed with Merv. So a person could go to a machine and talk about its problems, and the machine should be able to respond in a way that helps console the ambitious project. It is awareness, and they have made fairly decent progress, but the emotions with which that thing is being uttered. So doing that requires a lot of algorithmic support. These are second semester students. What they have already done is that they're able to recognize the sentences. So they have a small set of sentences, they recognize that, and in response to those sentences, they have pre-programmed answers for each sentence. That part is working, but it's a great project, and we look forward to the future iterations. Murtaza Nadeem and Usama Mansoor with Rise. So Rise is another one of our biologically inspired machine. It has two arms. One of those, so it's a tree climbing robot. So if you put it around a tree, it grabs the tree with its upper arms, then it pushes itself up like an earthworm, and then grabs the tree with the lower arms, and then it continues moving. I'm calling them arms, you can call them legs, but yeah, they're limbs. So it's a tree climbing robot. Obviously, we can find a lot of uses for something that can climb a vertical surface with a vertical round pie or a tree or any other similar thing. It is a fully functional prototype. Our next two projects actually implement the same concept, so I'll be bringing them both on stage simultaneously. So I'll name them first, then tell you the names of the projects, and then I'll describe what the projects are. So I would like to call on stage Muhammad Atikur Rahman, Gulzeb Khan, Muhammad Asim Maqsood, also Ikra Shafiq, Rana M. Fateh Khan, and Mehroz Pasha. Projects are called Ikaki and Kalam, but both of the projects implement a very similar theme. If you have seen CNC machines which can carve designs into surfaces or cut surfaces, they have designed something like machines have pens on them which can any other shape from software, and the pen draws more interesting when you replace the pen with something like a plasma torch or a laser cutter. At that point, it's able to do stuff which is generally implemented using very expensive industrial machinery. So these are both working prototypes. Thank you very much. Muhammad Suhaib Shahid, Muhammad Ahmad Rizwan, and Muhammad Mudassir Sadiq with Soko. Designed is an accelerometer. So the idea is that small device that you see in the hand of the gentleman in the middle. That device is an accelerometer. So if you put it in the gloves of your boxing gloves, or on any other device or any other limb of your body, it just measures the acceleration of that limb. So for example, if you punch, it can tell you the force of that punch, or more accurately, the acceleration and eventually the deceleration of that punch. So that not only finds its uses in athletic training, but also, as they informed me, that for people who are getting physiotherapy and they're not allowed to move their limbs or put their limbs into a lot of forceful movements or jerky movements, this device can actually trigger alarms and inform them that they're moving more than they're allowed to do at that point, or they can safely do at that point. It's again a very functional prototype. Thank you very much, Project. Next, I would like to ask on stage Amra Iftikhar, Hassan Zahid, and Hamza Hafiz with Automatic Baking System. So this idea, you can think of it directly comes out of science fiction. So if you've seen Star Trek and the replicators, the food replicators, the idea that you order a food and the food just materializes. They are trying to really implement something like that, but using a little bit new tech. So means that they combine automatically and produce food from that. You can obviously appreciate the many uses of such a thing. It is a work in progress from what I understand, but they have made fair bit of progress along that direction. Thank you so much. Ahmed Raza with Rex. Hexaped robot, as you can see, it has 6 legs. In this case, they are not completely limbs. On a lot of recent robots from Boston Dynamics, and also limbs that are created for people who are actually amputees, whose limbs are amputated. So and in those cases, mostly the limbs are created out of carbon fiber. In this case, they have created these out of PVC. The idea is that a robot like that could navigate very tough terrains, so it can move over rocks. A great idea. Thank you very much. Project Saman Shahidpur, Mahnur Rizwan, and Inbasit Azhar Qureshi with dogs. It's a very practical robot. It's a braille for people who have vision problems, so visually impaired people. This is a relatively low resolution braille, which means that the actual protruding surfaces is very useful for early grade students who are blind, who are visually impaired, and who are learning the braille, or with people who are accidentally lost their vision. So they also have no experience with using braille, and such a device could be used to train them. The most important aspect of it is that when connected to a computer or a mobile device, the various things that you want to be displayed on the braille could be automatically and in real time sent to the braille. So right now it can depict alphabets. It can also, from what I understand, depict numbers. So this is a basic prototype, but a very functional one. Thank you very much. Abdul Mueed, Umair Asim, and Muhammad Abu Bakr with the mixologist.
Just
The name sounds like a conspiracy theory, but the idea is again related to food. So they have created a device which can very precisely mix various liquids together to form a solution. So not just in food, which is the way they are actually presenting their work, that you can create any kind of a cocktail out of it, where you have various components of that, ingredients of that cocktail in separate containers, and it mixes them very precisely. But this also has a lot of chemical and industrial applications where you would want very precise combination of liquids to form a solution. Thank you very much. Next I have Muhammad Usama Faisal, Muhammad Abdullah, and Muhammad Salman Alvi with Conflict. So Conflict, ladies and gentlemen, is a digitizer glove. So it's basically a glove that you wear on your hands, and when you move your hands, that movement is digitized. It goes into a computer. The way they are depicting its functionality is by using this mechanical arm that imitates the movements of your hand. But the use of such a thing is, it finds its applications in a lot of modern things. For example, augmented reality or virtual reality, where you would want, in a virtual scenario, that the movement of your hand should be seen or should be replicated by a software character. At the same time, this can also be used in telemedicine and teleoperations. Obviously, this is not very accurate right now, but a more accurate version, you can envision that as someone remotely manipulating with their hands something which is at a very distant place. So that place could be somewhere on Earth, that place could be on a satellite, that place could be on a rover that is on a different planet. So it's a concept that can be replicated in many different domains, obviously with many limitations and restrictions, but the basic and core concept remains the same. Thank you very much. Muhammad Talha Talib with Wellmet. Helmet. It's a safety helmet which has a vibration sensor, a smoke sensor, a GPS device, and a pulse sensor built into it. So their idea is that someone wearing this helmet is being continuously monitored, and if that person, God forbid, gets into an accident, their family could be immediately informed about that. On a slightly lighter note, it has a smoke sensor, so if it informs the friend that I detect smoke, it could either mean that your friend is on fire or he's smoking again. So, but something like this is also very useful in crash test dummies, where you don't want actual human being to be there, but just a device which can be placed on the head of a dummy and then measure the various forces that are exerted on that dummy when it goes through the different maneuvers of a car or when it gets into a crash. Thank you very much, guys. Muhammad Asad and Firoz Sajid with Macho. So Macho is a wall climbing robot, and this is actually the first out of ITU, if I'm not wrong. This is the first out of ITU that is actually able to climb on walls. So previously our robots were able to climb on more smooth surfaces like glass, which is relatively easier for suction cups to hold on to glass. But with something like a wooden wall or an actual concrete wall, it's much more difficult. They are using very sophisticated operators. It is a very functional prototype. Actually, if you go near them when they're loading up their prototype, it sounds as if a rocket launch is very imminent. But it works, and it's a very clever idea. A robot like that can climb walls can be used from anywhere from cleaning windows on huge skyscrapers to rescue operations where you want to break a window to rescue people from a fire inside. So many operations and a very working prototype. Thank you very much. Mirza Talha Beg and Sayyid Aqib Mehdi with Zuki. So what these guys are trying to implement is actually a concept in human-machine interaction where physical embodiment of a robot is very essential to a more natural interaction with that robot. So if you're talking to a chatbot, a software chatbot, that interaction has a limit to which it could be natural. But if that interaction is being replaced by an actual thing which is moving its face, there are certain psychological problems that come with it, but at the same time there are many psychological benefits that you get out of it. So right now, the range of emotions that could be depicted on this face is limited. It just moves the lower jaw, but it's a start, and again, it works. There is a speaker inside it. When it speaks, you feel as if the actual robot, the actual dummy is speaking. Thank you very much, guys. With Justin. You name it too complicated, I'll mispronounce it. That's guaranteed. It's a great robot, and it depicts a very intricate concept in feedback and control. So you must have seen the two-wheel skateboards that are becoming very common. Think of it as something very similar to that. It has two wheels, and the device is actually able to balance on those two wheels. Now for that you require a real-time feedback to the mechanism that actually changes the orientation of the robot. Again, a very useful concept and something which is so low cost, and implementing the same thing is a big achievement. Thank you very much, guys. I would like to call on stage someone who has been producing robots for us for, I think, most of the robotics expos that we have been having. There is something special about that kid. Everyone that you have seen up till now was a second semester student. The kid that I'm about to ask on stage is 14 years old. He's out of school, so he was a 6th grader when he started coming to ITU. He started attending our classes. He has sat through my speech processing and natural language processing lectures. He has been through complicated courses like algorithms and mathematics at ITU. First, let me bring on stage Muhammad Raza. So Raza is our boy genius, and he does projects that are often too difficult for our graduate students. So he is reaching that point. I'll explain to you what he did, because I've heard that the way he explained it was a little bit too technical or complicated. He was trying to implement keyword spotting. Now what that means is that when you're saying something, a computer should be able to interpret your input. Now that is called speech recognition. That's what Google does. When you say something to Google search engine, it recognizes it, even recognizes Urdu now. But a smaller subset of that problem, because speech recognition is a very complicated problem to solve, it is not very efficient in terms of computational power. So you replace it for certain tasks with a smaller problem, a subset of that problem, which is called keyword spotting. So think that you want to find out whether a particular phrase was uttered in any audio file on the internet. So you want to say that, okay, what are the audio files in the internet that contain the phrase apple, or that contain the phrase of some personality's name. The algorithm goes over audio files, matches speech with speech, and finds out all audio files that contain that audio. Something like that is extremely useful in surveillance, in forensics, in voice-based, audio-based forensics. So all phone calls happening right now, is any one of those phone calls, does any one of those phone calls contain any phrase which is a security hazard? So are they saying anything which should be monitored? So what Raza has implemented is that algorithm. It is complicated. One of my master's students is actually working on that algorithm side by side. So he's doing that as a master's thesis, and Raza did that as a project for the Robotics Expo. Raza is very close to the conclusion. He has implemented a single speaker version of it, where if my voice is compared with my voice, it will be able to bring out the fragments wherever the searched audio file is present. He eventually wants to take it forward to a multi-speaker version, the complete version of the algorithm. It is working. I would really like to congratulate Raza for this finding. And finally, I would like to ask on stage the man behind this magic, the faculty member who has been working hard to bring you these robotic expos for the last 4 years, for the last 8 robotic expos. Talha Rahmani.
क्योंकि जो हमारे मेरे बात में पहले भी कहा था, अब दोबारा कह रहा हूँ कि this is probably one of the best class जो कि हमने ITU में पढ़ाई है, और these are truly the rock stars. इससे पहले कि हम रिजल्ट अनाउंस करेंगे, और रिजल्ट हमेशा की तरह डॉक्टर आगा अनाउंस करेंगे. मेरे पास रिजल्ट आ चुके हैं. ये बात ध्यान में हमेशा रखते हैं कि सारे ही बेटर, ठीक है, जिस प्रोसेस से हम गुजर के यहाँ तक पहुँचे वो प्रोसेस बहुत अच्छा है, बेस्ट है. तो किसी ने दिल छोटा नहीं करना, जो हुआ है बहुत अच्छा हुआ, ठीक है. और हम उससे पहले हस्बे वादा आपके सामने यहाँ 3-4 काउंटीज़ हैं जो इसी सिस्टम को यूज़, और इसको इंज़मामुल हक और मुश्ताक अहमद जैसे क्रिकेट लेजेंड्स ने मिलकर बनवाया है. सो प्लीज़ सी द वीडियो ऑफ इनसाइड.
Cricket is one of the most popular sports in the world, played by millions and watched by billions. It takes a player to make unshakable commitment and devotion to reach the top position. After years of practice and decades of experience, legends are born. Top players don't only practice for hours, but their coaches work hard to make them better players. They analyze their performances, view their past matches, and keep records of strengths and weaknesses to identify improvement areas. What if modern day technology helps coaches and selectors to rate players' performances much better than ever before? Insights is the best resource for today's coaches and cricket. Through this mobile app, they can not only deeply observe a player's performance, but they can also analyze from a broader perspective.
They say what can be measured can also be fixed. What can be analyzed can also be fixed. However, quantifying things or measuring things in sports is always a challenge. Sports is a bit of an art for a lot of people, especially cricket. When you cut the ball, when do you drive it, when you pull the ball, how did you get out? But there's a lot of science behind this.
Cricket genius Inzamam Haq and the juggler Mushtaq Ahmed contributed their decades of experience in the design and the architecture of this app.
ये ऐप है ना हमें ये बताएगी कि जो स्कोर हुए हैं कि जिस तरह मैंने फास्ट बॉलर से क्लब में 100 स्कोर किया है तो ये मुझे ये चीज़ बताएगी कि उसमें स्कोर में कितने इन स्विंग्स पे स्कोर किया इसने कितना आउट स्विंग पे स्कोर किया है और किस एरिया में स्कोर किया है।
इस ऐप में आप फील्डर्स का रोल भी डिफाइन कर सकते हैं। एज ए कोच एज ए कैप्टन जब आप पॉलिसी बनाते हो या अपना गेम प्लान आउट करते हो तो हर प्लेयर को हर फील्डर्स को अपनी अपनी फील्डिंग का पता होता है। कई दफ़ा एक फील्डर पॉइंट का बहुत अच्छा है वो स्लिप का नहीं अच्छा होता। इट्स अ ग्रेट आइडिया फॉर द कोचिंग पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू टू मेक द कोचेज लाइफ ईजी मेक द कम्युनिकेशन ईजी। सो आई थिंक ओवरऑल इट्स अ विन-विन सिचुएशन इंशाल्लाह।
This platform that we've built gives you the basic building blocks to capture, analyze, and improve the performance of your team, the performance of your selectors, and the performance of your coaches. It helps you analyze the attributes, the strengths and the weaknesses of your players, how they play, against which opposition, under what circumstances, under what conditions.
Insights की जब बात आती है दुनिया में जब कोई भी लोग इस ऐप को इस्तेमाल करेंगे तो क्रिकेटर्स अपनी क्रिकेट को इम्प्रूव करेंगे। एज ए कोच एज ए प्लेयर तो ये हम लेक्सी छोड़ना चाहते हैं कि जितना अल्लाह ने हमें क्रिकेट में एक्सपीरियंस दिया जितना तजर्बा दिया जितनी सोच है वो सारी की सारी सोच हम दोनों ने कोशिश करके इसमें डाली है। इनसाइट वेरी क्लोज टू माय हार्ट सो यूज दैट एंड बिकम अ गुड क्रिकेटर एंड बिकम अ गुड कोच।
This platform captures the sage wisdom, the rule of thumb, the art of cricket in a scientific analysis tool that helps you improve your players but also helps you improve your selection.
This app promises to transform the Caribbean Premier League by bringing out the best talented players from domestic cricket as well as from around the globe by adding more competitiveness and quality to the game of cricket. Insights by BCB.
वो सेगमेंट है जिसका सबसे ज्यादा इंतजार होता है। We have the results और इन प्राइजेस को देने के लिए तलहा पहले इनवाइट करेंगे।
हमारे साथ एक बहुत ही यंग बहुत ही ज़बरदस्त डायनामिक किस्म के फैकल्टी मेंबर हैं जिन्होंने इंपीरियल कॉलेज ऑफ लंदन से पढ़ा है। तो सामा प्लीज उनको वेलकम करते हैं।
तीसरी पोजीशन दो ग्रुप्स को मिली। इट्स अ स्प्लिट डिसीजन। दो ग्रुप्स हैं जिनको तीसरी पोजीशन मिली। आप समझ गए होंगे मैं देर लगाना चाह रहा हूँ। The first one is Segi and the second one is Soko. So शील्ड भी एक है और इनको दूसरी मिल जाए। We were not expecting कि इतना टैलेंट होगा कि जजेस को मुश्किल होगी। Second position goes to Macho. Wonderful job, guys. Thank you.
Before Ali bhai announce the final first position, हम उसको देने के लिए स्टेज पे बुलाएंगे एक ऐसे साथी को जो कि शुरू से इस रोबोटिक्स एक्सपो की जर्नी में हमारे साथ हैं, हमेशा शामिल रहे हैं, आते रहे हैं, बच्चों को सपोर्ट करते रहे हैं, उनको इनामात देते रहे हैं अपनी कंपनी की जानिब से। और जो फर्स्ट पोजीशन है उसके साथ साथ आपको ये भी बताते चलें कि आज जो आपके चीफ गेस्ट थे लाहौर कलंदर से, वो इन फर्स्ट पोजीशन वाले जो भी टीम है उससे मिलना भी चाहते हैं और उसके लिए उन्होंने एक प्राइज़ भी अनाउंस किया। फर्स्ट पोजीशन देने के लिए, लेकिन जिस तरह अली भाई रिवायत को कायम रख रहे हैं, फर्स्ट पोजीशन को थोड़ा सा सनसनीखेज बना रहे हैं उसके लिए। और इससे पहले हमेशा की तरह एक रॉक स्टार अवार्ड होता है वहाँ, जो हम एक ऐसे बच्चे को देना चाहते हैं जो कि पाकिस्तान के बच्चों के लिए उम्मीद है, हम सब के लिए उम्मीद है कि अगर 12-13 साल के बच्चे अच्छा काम कर सकते हैं तो बहुत सारे लोग कर सकते हैं। को बुला रहे हैं इस फर्स्ट पोजीशन को देने के लिए जो जर्नी में हमेशा हमारे साथ थे। प्लीज वेलकम अपनी बहुत ज्यादा मोहब्बत के साथ खुर्रम आफ्ताब साहब।
First position goes to Dots. सलाम नबी करीम सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम के साथ आप सबको रमज़ान मुबारक आने का बहुत शुक्रिया।